Hey y'all, what's going on? And welcome back to the Guinea Pig Collective. Now I hope you're on board, otherwise I'm gonna have to send out my little furry minions to nibble off all your toes. So what's going on today? Well, today we're actually going to be talking about some old comic book related cards that I had collected many years ago. Now, I'd gotten into a discussion with some people and they were kind of curious about them. A few people had never seen them before, and a few other people just, I guess, wanted to reminisce and they wanted to see a video about it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So the first series that we're going to be showing here is the 1990 Marvel Comics superhero set. These were actually pretty cool. Gave you their names, heights, weights, first appearances, and so on. I'd actually missed a few cards in this series, so I did not get the completed series. So these cards were made in a time where there was just a little bit less stupidity being forced into comic books, which obviously is not the case anymore, and it just seems like a lot of these companies just want to force agendas into their books, which, you know what, 90% of the fans, they just don't want to see this trash. We just want good stories, we want great characters, and we want a little bit of excitement and a little bit of diversion away from reality when we are reading these books. And I just don't understand why these companies just don't get this. Even most of the artwork had a different feel to it in this time. Most of what you see represented is actually supposed to be what the imaginative mind considered a superhero to actually look like, instead of, well, we need to make these characters look down to earth and we need them to be reality based. I mean, this is just a huge flaw in the way a lot of these newer comic book characters are being created, because you know what, who really wants to read a story about somebody who looks exactly like you? Because it's not really aspiring in the least. And of course, some of the classic covers. And while, yeah, sure, some of these characters had some pretty zany attributes to them, they were nowhere near the ridiculousness of, say, something like a Squirrel Girl. I mean, it's just such a silly concept to me. I just don't even understand how the book actually stayed on the shelves for as long as it did, or in other groups. And oh yes, there was plenty of female characters in the 90s, and guess what? They weren't subservient to men. This is just this crazy notion these wacky feminists, extreme feminists I should say, have about everything from an earlier time. They think everything was putting women down and not letting them succeed, and this was not the case in comic books. There was plenty of female characters who were extremely strong and extremely independent in their thinking. The second series I will be showing is the 1991 Marvel Comics superhero set. Now obviously this changed a little bit and some of the artwork changed, but for the most part it was basically the same as the first series. The only difference is they actually included power levels this time. So basically, like what they did on some toys in the 80s, like the Transformers, you would get like a little spec chart, and you would, look at the numbers to determine how strong or how powerful they were. And they did the same thing with this series here. Now, in the very back of the collection, the last couple cards I should say, is actually the power level conversion. So you just take the numbers that you see on the back of their cards and you determine how strong and how powerful they were. I mean, most of these people, I guess they just need a soapbox to stand up on top of and just preach to the masses. Well, we don't want it in our entertainment. This has been the message all along, and they just still do not get it. Let's be honest, most of these people that cry for diversity in comics and seeing people that look exactly like them all the time. 90% of these people, they don't read comic books to begin with, or any other form of entertainment that they're crying for it in. They don't look at these shows. They don't watch these movies. They don't read these books. They don't give a shit. They just want it in there for the sake of just having it in there because. Yeah, LB, I had to use that one here. I hope you don't mind. With these people and their idiotic ideas of what needs to be pushed into stories now is just so absurd.
Yeah, and that's what Nebula used to look like.
They just still don't get it. Why are certain characters more popular? Characters like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Wolverine, Thor, the Hulk. These characters are all popular for a reason because they were well-created characters with good background stories. And these idiots with their agendas, just they want to squash that and they want to put this stupid spin on everything, and they want, well, we need realistic characters that are
identifiable to the average person because I want to see me in that book.
I really don't know where these people came from, what rock they crawled out from under, but I wish they would scurry back under it and just disappear because nobody really wants to hear this kind of nonsense anymore. I know I don't. And it has been the talking point of a lot of groups. The fandom menace included. We just don't want trash in our entertainment.
But wait a minute. How could there be a man with the name Captain Marvel?
We want good entertainment. We want good stories. We want to see those compelling characters of the past brought into the future, yeah. But we want to see it done in a way with respect that actually pays not only homage to what came before, but can create exciting and new stories for these characters. Something new and exciting without destroying the past. It can be done. Why they don't want to do it, who freaking knows? Anyway, guys, that's all I have for this one. Do you remember these cards at all? Are you mildly interested in them if you've never seen them before? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like what you've seen so far, go ahead, destroy that like button for me. And of course, if you are new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping by, and I would be oh so happy if you enjoyed yourself and you subscribed. And until next time, take care. Later, y'all.
You start to leave the thoughts in your mind.